Some things never change. The music of mute swans' wings, the promise of golden daffodils in spring for each new generation, and the lush green of new pasture. The grass is forever green on these limestone fields of East Galway and South Roscommon, between the River Suck and the majestic River Shannon. But these green fields have seen great changes too. This very soil that has sustained successive generations of foreign landlords and of native Irish has been tilled and cultivated in different ways and with different implements. Many of these old implements may still be found in museums, but they will never again be seen in use in the fields or on the farms of Ireland. Luckily for us and for future generations, one man set himself the task 10 years ago of recording some of the old ways of farming that have virtually disappeared in his own lifetime. Michael Lyons, from the parish of Tachmaconnell in South Roscommon, is the man who had the vision to undertake that task.
This is the parish of Tachmaconnell in South Roscommon. I was born here. In the late 40s, my father was farming and out working for hire with horses, cutting hay and corn. At that time, most of the work on the farm was done by horses, except for the thrashing, which was done by either steam or tractor. In the early 50s, the tractor became more popular and the horse started to disappear off the land. My father taught me the old ways of farming, and this video shows some of these old ways, as well as the transition from horse to tractor and other aspects of life in rural Ireland at that time.
The teaming of man and horse is a very old tradition that has now come to an end on many Irish farms. Just as the cart horse has been made redundant by the lorry or truck, the plough horse has nearly everywhere been made redundant by the tractor, and the ancient trades of the blacksmith and the harness maker have almost disappeared. This particular part of Ireland was famous for its horses. Many of the horses used in the Napoleonic Wars were bred and reared here in East Galway and South Roscommon, and were bought by Napoleon's agents at the Great Horse Fair in Ballinasloe, a fair that is still going strong after 300 years or more. The farming year began with the ploughing, when the sleeping earth came to life again after the long winter. This wheel plough was made by Pearse of Wexford and was widely used in the 1940s and 50s. Pearse of Wexford were manufacturing farmyard implements and machinery since about 1890. At the turn of the last century, they employed around 400 people and exported farm machinery to places as far away as Argentina. Not surprisingly, following the plough and other farming themes have inspired many of our poets. Nobel Prize-winning poet Seamus Heaney spent his childhood on a farm in Derry and called this poem of his "Follower." My father worked with a horse plough, his shoulder globed like a full sail strung between the shafts and the furrow, the horses strained at his clicking tongue. An expert, he would set the wing and fit the bright steel-pointed sock. The sod rolled over without breaking. At the headrig, with a single pluck of reins, the sweating team turned round and back into the land, his eye narrowed and angled at the ground, mapping the furrow exactly. I stumbled in his hobnailed wake, fell sometimes on the polished sod. Sometimes he rode me on his back, dipping and rising to his plod. I wanted to grow up and plough, to close one eye, stiffen my arm. All I ever did was follow in his broad shadow around the farm. I was a nuisance, tripping, falling, yapping always, but today it is my father who keeps stumbling behind me and will not go away. This is what's called stubble ground, land on which corn was grown last year. Crops were usually rotated. If corn was grown here last year, potatoes were sown here this year.